back in Pennsylvania, my grandfather used to have a little, very, not kind of legal, little pastry. So my name is Guel, like Rat George, and in English became George Rat. My grandfather also told me, George, whenever you will arrive to a moment in your life, manufacture something. Because manufacturing gives really the basics of the whole thing, what you can do really. And if you manufacture something, that means that you have something, you create a value with which you can grow and bloom. And so the manufacturing was a basic. I didn't know what to do and what to manufacture, but already I'm 45 years old, so I saw many things in my life, and I thought that would be wonderful. I would enjoy it to distill and to make bourbon and whiskey in America. So that would be something really cool and really fantastic. Of course, in the first 3 or 4 months when we started to do this, it was like a caveman project. 16 hours, 20 hours here, and we started to figure out how to use the equipment and the pastilles and what we are cooking tomorrow, or so the recipes. We didn't have an old wise man, to go there and please tell me what to do and how to do it, because nobody was so crazy to open a distillery in the middle of the desert. Nobody aged really whiskey and bourbon in this kind of climate. Kentucky or Scotland has a very different climate, to do it. And of course, we have the 200-year-old experience behind each barrel and each bottle today. But of course, we started somewhere. So we thought that, okay, let's start it somewhere. And so we did different recipes, and still today we are working on many different kind of things. But I really like the vodka what we made. So it's a wheat vodka made from Winnemucca wheat. So it's a local wheat in it, and it's very clear, has a kind of little butterscotch sweety kind of beginning. So you can sip it, and it's something I'm proud that we were able to do it. The gin, I'm very, very happy because we're using 20 miles from our door on the other side of Spring Mountain. We have junipers, so we are going out, we are collecting juniper, so we are putting local things, as I mentioned, the prickly pear, the cactus leaf. So the gin is very different. Gin people themselves, they are very different. They like Hendrix, they like London dry gin. It's a very different kind of styles of gin making. But why I like it, because it's local. Because we try to do who we are. We cannot put a big lion in our gin if we have coyotes, So, and I'm very happy that we found those kind of little things. Also, with the whiskey and bourbon, we are experimenting. So the first edition of whiskey will come out. We have only 2,000 bottles, and it's a 7-grain whiskey. So the basic idea was, let's make a novelty first edition, which will be maybe not the best whiskey ever what we made, but it's the first one, And we aged a 7-grain recipe whiskey for 7 months in 7-gallon barrels. So we played like crazy with 777 numbers, and we have it. It's we name it among us like the Double Oak 7, like the James Bond Double Oak 7, because it's a young whiskey, and it's something new, But I think that will be very different when aging 5 years or 4 years in a barrel. So that will be a symphony in your mouth. So everything, how you can choose, when you had different kind of the rum we will age it will be good. So this is wonderful in this that you have like 5 kids, in a big family, and people are coming in and somebody says that, oh George, I love rum, or I like this one. Okay, let's try this one. And then every time I'm looking in their eyes, the first reaction, and if their eyes are smiling, I know that okay, this is good.
I met George when we first built the distillery. Became good friends with him like everybody does when they come here, and would come by every month, every 2 months, and check on him, see how he was doing. And he always had good news of a new product coming out or a new adventure or some new interest and something going a different way that he never even thought. So everything seemed like it was on the up and up, and the distillery was doing great until one time when he came in and he was really down. So asked him what we could do to help and what the problem was, and his problem, he said, was getting the product, not off the shelf, but to the shelf. In talking to him, he asked us to open up a distribution company and asked if we'd be interested. We said, of course, after about an hour or two of thought. And the next week, we filled out all the paperwork, and here we are today. The distillery was the initial aim of the company. It was to help the distillery. That's why we're here. In doing that, we realized it's a lot of fun. It's a fun business. I thought it might be a side venture or something like that, and now we know it's what we'd like to do full time. It's not just a little thing we're doing on the side to help George out. This is our job, and we really think there's a niche market for a small distribution company. Somebody that can distribute small products and get small volumes out to a lot of stores. We're not going to be the distributors for any huge products. We're not going to be the distributors for major brands, and we know that, but we could be the small guy that cares about the small guy and get local artisan stuff out on the street and out in the stores.
I met George about a year and a half ago, maybe a little over a year and a half ago, and I was the alpha tour for the Bartenders Union classes, so we came in to tour the distillery. And the second I met George and I walked into the distillery, I knew that I wanted to do something with it. I wanted to be a part of it.
Things, structures can be changed around you, but if you will keep that passion going and you can show that really like what you are doing, I hope that the community will like it too, and good to go for next 100 years. I don't want to sell this place. I don't want to be big. I would like to keep it small, and to see of course the other companies also growing around us, because now we are, as I mentioned, it's not one family story anymore. It's 10 different people around us, and I feel very fortunate, because really when you are a first generation American and you are coming here with big dreams, really when you start to feel home is that moment when you have friends and other people are growing with you, and everybody's dream comes together and you are doing together many things.